Hello.
Hey.
Doobie 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 doobie. Da da doodie doodie doodie.
Hey,
Hey.
There's a zombie on your lawn. You pop a doop boop pop boop 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 pop. Doobie 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 doobie.
I'm planning to do an extra break tonight so I can keep more of an eye on the logs and try and solve some problems. So you'll get one about 9 and one about 10. So if we can keep the AFK to a minimum in between those breaks, that would be great.
I'll put on the diaper then.
Yeah, that's the way forwards, I think. Just bear with us when the AA goes up because we need to sort out the sides and the interrupts before we get going. So chances are you may be in a group that is going left and your interrupt is right, but just let us get that sorted initially. We are going to go with 3 ballistas and see if that helps solve the problem. And remember, we expect you to run on the side that does not have the ship. So if the ship's on the left, you run on the right-hand side.
Should I not have gone into the raid yet?
No, not yet. Although you expect to be in, just stay here for now, but until Roll leaves the sort of the group, we recommend don't sit in.
Why so rude, Jude?
We've got a new hunter.
We do.
Sunti, competition.
Come again?
Competition, Sunti.
Different spec though, I think.
You know I like
No,
competition.
we're playing on a whole different league.
I like competition. Makes me better.
I know.
I need competition, really.
Well, you're the only hunter, really.
Well, yes, SV at the moment.
Survival was good though, right?
Single target in the previous raid, yes. Because I was SV, you remember?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure survival was top at the moment, right?
Nope.
Is it not?
Nope.
Single
It's
target on a patchwork dummy. Yes.
but it's marksmanship first and BM second at the moment.
Yeah,
Right,
patchwork
Light
hunters-
is just logging in, which should give us 20. So I'm going to get the AA up and assume that's what we're working from. Also, since Brittany is good on doing 2 ballistas, we'll just have him and Sunti do them all. As long as they get done, don't care how we do it, as long as it happens. I think it's in the stanky one that shows you the sides. It's in one of the 2 bundles I'm using. Or Sunti has one.
I don't know if it works, I still have to test it, but we will see soon.
If not, the one I'm using definitely gets the sides right. And you have the additional clue because the boss is going to be moving, so we're baiting the frozen ballistas, which means the side the boss is on is the side that you want to run on.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
let me find mine. Yeah, it's the frozen ballistas weren't being dealt with quickly enough, so I think we're better off moving it.
It's in the Mythic Jaina stuff one from Wago.
Yeah.
So we can zone in.
I'm assuming so. Given it's 4 minutes to the pull, we're going to go with who's here. I know Light is going to be here in a minute. He's just showering.
Finally.
Hey!
There you are, Light.
Yeah, I've been here for, I don't know, a bit.
But not logging in on your tune.
I am?
Did you sneak online without me noticing?
No.
Oh, there you are.
Been masturbating and listening to her voices.
You can do that and log in. Thank you very
You
much.
can multitask that much, can you?
Yeah.
See, like, I thought you'd be a two-hander.
Well, sometimes it could be useful, yeah.
Okay, so I think assignments have been sorted with interrupt. So Wadu, we're going to need you to do the immunity interrupt on the third ad. We're going to do groups 1 and 3 plus Shom left, 2 and 4 except Shom right. We might go to a 12-8 split if needed. I think DPS issues are we didn't balance them quite well enough and we had too many ice blocks. So remember, we do not stop for ice blocks in the intermission. What happens is we just avoid getting ice blocked. You need to practice that running. If we stop for you, then we all get ice blocked and we get behind. In the phase 1, then we've got CCs assigned. We've got Sunti and Spritney on ballistas, because Spritney's good with 2. And remember, melee, you can run wherever is safe with Avalanche. If you want to run with the range, go for it. If you want to run near the boss, go for it. Ranged, you're going to run on the side that doesn't have the boat, unless there's a reason you need to be on the side with the boat, for example, a ballista on fire. Yeah, I think that's fair base. It's where's safe, not just behind a tank. That's definitely not safe. And we will call if the frontal cone is going to be towards range. You guys, you need to be ready to dodge. And let me stick a square on you, Rankin. And I will stick a marker on Shom as he's going left but isn't going to be running ahead, so you've got clumping points for phase 2. Right, let's get some food, let's get a cauldron. Spritney, do you have any spare cauldrons at the moment?
Right.
I remember you mentioning them before.
Yeah, I'm out, sorry.
No problem. Anyone got any spare cauldrons before I give Sean mats?
I have.
Sorry, I didn't realise that I needed to heal. Can I just go back and rechange?
Yeah, go for it. We'll summon you back.
Okay, yeah,
We were hoping you wouldn't need to, but we are short on healers tonight, sorry.
That's fine.
And you mentioned that you could heal.
Alright.
So
Oh,
groups 1 and 2,
fuck.
take 2. Did you just port out? So I need to summon you back. Groups 3 and 4, just take 1, please.
I could use a portal as well.
Okay, hang on, let's do some summoning.
Hanger is on his way.
And anyone who's not got a Vantage Rune, grab one out of the Boozy Slacks tab. I think it got renamed again.
Also gonna need you to give me those feasts, like.
Okay, let's get food down and let's get going. No problem, Morg.
What do you mean 37? I give you mods for 40.
I'm out of potatoes.
I sent you 600 potatoes. Oh, it's 25 potatoes. Sorry, yeah. I just realized.
Yeah, I even bought more potatoes, but I took the portal before the cauldron went away.
No, that's my bad. I should have calculated that correctly.
Fuck that, I can buy potatoes, you know, like that's not an issue. You will get the rest of them later.
And we've got enough for the raids, that's fine. Right, get your buffs, make sure your Vantus, and remember Avalanche on the side away from the boat. Oh, almost on right. We've got 3 priests, so not quite enough for the master spells to get everyone. So if you're using the fire, make sure it's only the last second, because some people seem to be getting in there 2 or 3 seconds before it's needed, which means excess damage, which we want to avoid.
Light, are you happy with the healer positioning for the second phase, for the intermission?
Yeah, well,
Got 2 each
probably be
side,
good.
it's probably fine. Okay, let me change the AA so it's you two doing that.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege.
Bam!
Freezing Blast.
Kill that ballista.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Avalanche. Boat right.
Freezing Blast.
Red light.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast. Ring of Ice.
Get out, then in fire. Last second only, please.
Howling
Searing
Touch.
Pitch. I hope you
Bam!
Avalanche.
Searing Pitch. Freezing Blast. Chilling Touch.
Boat left.
Ice back and back.
Frozen Siege.
But I
Time Warp. Searing Pitch. Freezing Blast. Freezing Blast. Frozen Siege. Ring of Ice.
get out, then in fire.
Chilling Touch. Freezing Blood.
Avalanche.
Searing Pitch. Freezing Blood. Freezing Searing Pitch.
Bam!
Boat right.
Freezing Blast. Howling Winds. Frozen Siege. Set charge.
Bottom the back.
Freezing Blast.
Range. Yeah, you're right
I will freeze you where
Right,
you
let's
stand.
wipe. We've got 4 dead.
The tide moves against you.
Ring of Ice.
Freeze you where you stand. Beware of me.
Can tanker next to the first beam that goes across the deck.
Yeah, that's what I would prefer to.
Yeah, you can. It gives us much better movement. Just make sure range, you're far enough back if we do that the ring isn't a problem, although we'll try and pull her back a bit to the front of the boat.
Well, it's only doing blizzard. Where my visibility is limited, because I tried to get the range without forward, but people getting frozen because they couldn't get back to the group before they either.
Yeah,
No
that's
problem, we can do that.
what I stated in my Discord thingy.
Yeah, it's just when we do that, people complain. When we do it at the back, people complain. We have not yet found which one actually works best for people.
But I'm just
Honestly, we don't really mind that much which way. I think Boozy's DC'd.
This got to be one of the worst fucking boss fights ever on this damn ship. That mast, like, gets in the way
Oh
all
yeah,
of
yeah.
the time for the camera.
For the leap, for my leap, it does as well. Yeah.
I thought you liked masts.
Well, not that kind.
Do you stand in melee, Lightbringer?
Yeah. Would
Yeah.
be very sad they as a paladin to stay on range.
Yeah. Just wondered.
You know, at this point, I kind of miss Minotaur.
Do you?
No, not at all. It's not that bad.
Just a little bit.
You know, Mechatalk people were wiping to the. We were wiping to the fucking turn and blast. Still,
Are you okay?
it was tricky. Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The tide rises.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
Bam!
Boat right.
Ballista out to go.
Avalanche.
Chilling Touch. Freezing Blast. Set Charge.
2 bombs up.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
We're pushing sides.
Ice Wagon back.
Okay, we'll break it, then we'll switch sides.
I hope you don't mind.
Avalanche.
Cold.
Howling Wind. Ring of Ice.
Get out, then in fire. Okay, let's just wipe it.
Who got that
Frozen
first
Siege.
avalanche? Bam!
The first.
Yeah, it was a little slow moving.
Yeah, the first set of
Freezing
avalanche
Blast.
ranged, somebody just didn't move.
Yeah, you need to get out immediately, stop what you're doing, get straight out the clump.
Of me.
Yeah, you did so well tanking earlier today, Sangor.
You realise we can't hear you.
Hmm?
You weren't pushing to talk properly before, we couldn't hear you.
Okay, I was saying I'm used to taking it all to the face.
Sango, don't tell people that. It's our secret.
Delicious secret. Becca's making a face.
I think everybody.
I'm mostly impressed that he actually caught on to an innuendo.
Hey, first time ever, really.
Yeah, I know.
That's how I lured him into it.
Yeah, I think Boozy is trying to fix his Discord.
God. One of our two cats leaders is a liquid. She's just pouring off the edge of the cat tower. That's gonna go bad, isn't it? Actually, yeah, take a shot while we wait for Boozy. Put that on Discord.
Take a shot, drink it tight.
Nah, Becca moving there, she woke up.
We should do a drunk raid on
I think a couple of years ago I had drunk raid for my birthday when it wasn't on an actual raid night. Which is coming up.
Friday. Yeah, down.
Raid night this year. I'll maybe do one the day after on the Wednesday.
5,
Or
I
something.
gotta take
4.
Becca.
3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
Avalanche.
Freezing blast.
Bam!
Get dirty out.
Isn't it only supposed to be a tank running and run fast?
The melee can run wherever is safe, but they have to respect tank position.
Frozen siege.
Vote left. So I recommend run with the tank if you want to do it.
Freezing blast. Freezing
Set
blood.
charge. Bomb in the
Searing
back.
pitch. Freezing blood. Searing pitch.
Third
Freezing
Ballista
blast.
is available. Come on. Use your
Searing
fifth one.
pitch. Freezing blood. Ring of ice.
Get out,
Searing
then in
pitch.
fire.
Howling winds.
Avalanche.
Freezing blood. Chilling touch. Chilling touch. Freezing blood. Freezing blast.
Ice block
Searing
ring.
pitch.
We'll break for now.
Bam!
Vote right.
Time warp.
Can't raise you.
Freezing blast. Frozen siege.
Wiping
Okay,
right.
let's just wipe.
Freezing blast.
I hope you don't mind the cold. You will be washed away. Beware. Beware of me.
Morg, I'll tell you what. If I go further in, the people running the avalanche get frozen when they come back.
Well, they shouldn't, because they shouldn't run so far.
They just have to run 3 avalanches up and 3 back in.
Yeah,
They just-
if you move too far, then you will get frozen. It's your responsibility when running it to not go too far away and make sure you're back in time. Yeah, we are meant to go in, so let's see if we can manage to go in if possible.
He can't take it because of MC. Just like last week.
Yep.
Lincoln's point is valid though. Stay with Clump. It's counterproductive if she freezes as well because there's no one in range.
But hey, if the famous you can do it, then sure.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Freezing
Left.
blast.
I hope you don't
Avalanche.
cold.
Not on the left. Yeah, right.
Yeah, run them the side the boat isn't.
Freezing blast. Set charge. Frozen siege. Freezing blood.
Bomb in the back.
Rest light, please.
Freezing blood. Searing pitch.
Bomb going off.
Freezing blast. Ring of ice. Howling winds. Chilling touch.
Bam!
Avalanche. Boat right. We'll move it up. Avalanche.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
Nuke the ballista. Now.
Chilling Touch. Time Warp.
Okay, wipe it. Give me that.
You will be washed away.
Searing Pitch. Freezing Blast. Searing Pitch. Searing Pitch.
Remember, if you've not got Avalanche, you're going to be tightly clumped, so it's easy to dodge you. And you stand still and make sure people moving with Avalanche aren't going to have to dodge moving people.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
I will freeze you
Avalanche.
where you stand. The tide moves against you.
Freezing Blast.
Bam!
Vote left.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blood. Freezing Blast. Freezing Blood. Set Charge. Searing
Bomb in the
Pitch.
back.
Freezing Blood. Searing Pitch. Ring of Ice.
Get out, then in fire.
3 icebox.
Howling Winds.
Avalanche. Okay, let's wipe it. I think we have all the healers dead.
Howling Winds. Freezing Blast. Frozen Siege.
Moves against you.
Set Charge. Set Charge.
Beware of me. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege.
Bam!
Freezing Blast.
Avalanche.
Cold.
Freezing blast. Searing pitch. Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Get out then in fire.
Chilling touch. Howling winds. Frozen siege.
Bam!
You don't mind.
Avalanche.
Chilling touch. Freezing blood.
Boat right.
Freezing blast. Chilling touch.
Dodge. Use that res.
Time warp. Searing pitch. Freezing blast. Frozen siege.
A fine shot. The vessel is bound for the deep.
Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Freeze you where you stand.
Wiping.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
Freezing blast.
Bam!
Colors off our port side.
Beware of me.
Repair bot at the back of the boat.
Yeah.
Also, guys, members, make sure you know which side and where we need to split out so the
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The sea answers my call.
Freezing blast. Frozen siege.
I will freeze you where
Avalanche.
you stand.
That'll be
Freezing blast.
Range dodge.
Bam!
Boat left.
Give them a taste of our cannon.
Freezing blast. Freezing siege. Set charge. Searing pitch.
Bomb in the back.
Searing pitch. Freezing blood. Searing pitch.
Thunder ballista.
Ring of ice.
Get out then in fire. Avalanche after.
Howling wind. Chilling touch.
I hope you don't mind the cold.
Ice bag in the back.
Freezing blast. Freezing
Range
blood.
dodge.
Frozen Siege.
White, get in the fire.
Did you start moving her?
Chilling Touch. Time War. Searing
Bam!
Pitch.
Yeah.
Searing
Because-
Pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one was died. She was
Freezing
Go
Blast.
back out and launch. Shoot.
Beware of me.
Everyone repair, it's still up.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege.
Bam!
Freezing Blast.
So Avalanche is right.
Avalanche.
That's not. I know it. I'm ending it.
Yeah, you can't do left and right as a
Set Charge. Freezing
Bomb in the back.
Blast.
Yeah, feast.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blood. Searing Pitch.
Bomb going off.
Freezing Blast. Ring of Ice.
Get out, get in fire.
Howling Winds. Chilling Touch. Frozen Siege.
Boat right. Avalanche.
Ballista.
We'll move her after.
Chilling Touch. Freezing
Use the
Blast.
res.
Touch your feet.
Time War. Chilling Touch.
You will be washed away. Hope the continents can swim better than they say.
Frozen Siege. Searing Pitch. Searing Pitch. Freezing Blast. Searing Pitch.
Beware of me.
Under the face. It's not a helpful spot for it. Did you make a fan?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege.
Bam!
Boat
Freezing
left.
Blast.
Avalanche.
Set charge. Freezing blast. Searing pitch. Frozen siege.
Resonate.
Freezing blast.
Avalanche.
Searing touch. Freezing blood. Ring of ice. Howling winds.
Get out then and fire.
Frozen siege. Freezing chilling touch.
Bam!
Dodge.
Bullet.
Boat right.
Fine, Sunti. I think I hit it.
Freezing blast. Chilling touch. Time warp.
We'll
Searing
move a bit
pitch.
closer range once there's not fire
Searing
away.
pitch. Searing
Avalanche.
pitch.
Bomb behind me.
You will be washed away.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Their vessel is bound for the sea.
Freezing blood. Searing pitch. Ring of ice.
Get out then and fire. Break the ice blocks.
Freezing blast.
You can move Jaina.
Yeah, we will where we can.
Frozen siege.
Ballista.
Ballista.
Howling winds.
Get that broken quick. Avalanche.
Chilling touch. Freezing blood. Freezing blast.
I still got that.
Break it.
Set charge.
One bomb. I got it.
I'm on the job side.
Frozen chilling touch. Searing pitch. Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Get out then and fire.
Searing pitch. Searing pitch.
I hope you don't mind.
Avalanche.
Cold.
Freezing blast.
Bam!
Remember to keep an eye on your stacks now, because it's close to transition.
Frozen siege.
Boat right, almost transitioning. Watch your stacks.
Freezing blast.
Don't mind the ballista, we won't do it.
Freezing blood. Howling chilling
Range, you need
touch.
to
Set
stack.
freezing blood. Searing pitch.
That's one.
Freezing blood.
Hopefully they won't. Remember, move together. Don't run ahead. And
There's a
don't
healer
stop
frozen.
for ice blocks. We're just gonna have to do what we can.
Impossible.
Stick together. Don't go back for ice blocks.
Because out here, you have no hope of escape.
Chilling touch. Icebound image. Freezing blood.
Stay
Freezing
on the
blood.
marker.
Icebound image. Icebound image. Touch.
That's alright.
Beware of me.
Intermission at least.
Yeah, we'll do third one. So it's the one next to Jaina.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The tide rises.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Bam!
Boat right. Get back
Ballista.
now. Avalanche.
Freezing blast. Frozen siege. Chilling touch. Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Get out, then in fire.
Searing pitch. Searing pitch. Howling wind. Searing pitch.
I will freeze you.
Bam!
Avalanche.
Maybe we need to have some sort of
Too many dead.
Frozen
What
siege. Freezing
yeah, what I
searing
said
touch.
last raid about that was if you're the tank or melee, go on the
Chilling
side that
touch.
the boss isn't, so the melee can go to the bump on the boss safely.
Yeah, I agree. This that hit almost everyone. It's fine.
Set charge.
Because it's not like we can move the boss, so may as well have everyone go straight back to her. He doesn't have avalanche.
Yeah, either move to the other side, in my opinion, or move back away from the bus.
Yeah, so the avalanche is going to be away from the boss because we can't move the boss and melee need to clump.
Yeah, so this ranged actually is during Blizzard.
Yeah, range. Also, if it's not during Blizzard, ranged is on the blue marker, so they're an easy place to avoid as well.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Bam!
Boat right.
I hope you don't mind.
Avalanche.
Cold.
Freezing blast.
Range dodge.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Get out, then in the fire.
Searing freezing blood. Howling winds.
Avalanche.
Chilling touch.
That's
Freezing blood.
Res base.
Freezing blast.
Range dodge.
Howling winds.
Rest please.
Frozen siege.
Oh, we don't have one.
Time warp.
Sorry.
Chilling touch.
Someone has to do middle and back cannon.
Okay.
Freezing blast.
Yeah, Kiwi can't have a second salvo.
Range is really spread now.
Range, be on the marker, please. Avalanche.
Chilling
Searing
touch.
pitch.
Freezing blast.
Range dodge.
Ring of ice.
Out, then in fire.
Searing pitch.
So we've got 2 healers down. Let's wipe up.
Searing pitch. Frozen siege. Searing pitch.
Bam!
Searing pitch. Freezing blast. Howling winds.
Beware, beware of me.
Five, four, three, two, one.
The sea answers my call.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Bam!
Boat right.
I hope you don't
Avalanche.
mind cold.
Freezing blast. Searing pitch. Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
You need to move her.
I will freeze you
Avalanche.
where you stand.
We'll need to move it after avalanche.
Howling ring of ice.
Get out, then in fire. Then release her.
Chilling touch.
Prepare to
Frozen
nuke left
siege.
side ballista.
Bam!
Really
Freezing
quick.
blast.
Boat left. Hey, she's finally moving.
Going dirty.
Time warp. Chilling touch. Freezing blast. Searing pitch. Searing pitch.
I hope you don't mind.
Searing pitch.
Avalanche.
Keep moving her.
Searing pitch.
Yeah, as soon as avalanche is done.
Freezing blast. Frozen siege. Ring of ice.
Get out, then in the fire.
Searing pitch. Freezing blast.
Range dodge.
Bam!
Boat right. 2Q in melee. Breaking out.
Howling winds. Freezing blood. Siege. Howling winds. Freezing blood.
Avalanche.
Chilling touch. Searing pitch.
Bomb it back.
Freezing blast.
No bomb line. Sorry, my bad.
Changing side. Be aware of your stacks now.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Get out, then in fire. Avalanche.
Give them a taste of our cannons.
Get ready for transition. Make sure your stacks are clear.
Freezing blast.
Clump. Remember, move together. Don't stop for ice blocks.
My cloak's not ready.
Impossible.
Okay, we'll just have
lured
you
into
interrupt it when you
open
get
waters,
there then.
Because out here, you have no hope of escape.
Icebound
Remember,
image.
stay on the clump. Clumps, remember, melee need to be able to hit the boss
Icebound
too.
image.
Tightly clumped. Keep working.
Icebound image. Icebound image.
I think we have too many ice blocks. We're all gonna get blocked, yep.
The tide moves against you.
Glacial ray.
Okay, let's wipe.
I hope you don't mind the cold. The tide moves against
Ice
you.
fall.
Beware. Beware.
They're wiping the ice block.
Yeah, they're meant to have fixed it. No, that's in the intermission. We got out the intermission. So I think maybe they only fixed it in the intermission or something, something like that. Easy. Yeah, Hellstones will be good.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
I will freeze you.
Avalanche.
Bam!
Boat left.
Freezing blast. Frozen siege. Freezing blood. Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Out, then fire.
Searing pitch. Chilling
Searing
touch.
pitch. Avalanche.
Searing pitch. Freezing blast.
Range dodge.
Freezing blood. Frozen siege. Time warp.
Break
We
the
did.
ice block.
BAM!
Move as well.
Vote right.
Oh, no. Right.
Stop.
I got ahead of myself.
Chilling touch. Freezing blast. Set charge.
I'm in the back, far back.
Frozen siege.
You don't mind.
Avalanche.
Avalanche frozen.
Freezing blood.
The tide moves against you.
Ring of ice.
Get out, then in fire.
Nice stuff.
Freezing blast. Chilling touch. Frozen siege.
Yeah. I
Howling
think we do.
winds.
BAM!
Vote left. Wouldn't have mattered because they're both frozen anyway.
There you go,
Hope
this
you
us
don't
up.
mind.
Avalanche.
Freezing blast.
Range dodge.
Chilling touch. Set charge.
Farm in the back.
Searing
Use that
pitch.
res.
Frozen siege. Ring of ice.
Get out, then in fire. 65, so watch your stacks.
Searing pitch. Freezing blast.
Might as well 3 stacks if you have it.
Yeah.
Searing
Avalanche.
pitch.
Cold. You will be washed away.
There you go.
You have nowhere left to run.
Ah,
The
Spitty
move
just got
together.
frozen.
Really think I've been
Well, we'll see what we can do. Stay together, don't stop for ice blocks. Remember, stack on your marker.
I lured you into open waters because out here you have no hope of escape.
Icebound chilling touch. Freezing blood. Chilling touch. Icebound image. Icebound image.
It's gonna be a white. We're going to have the first break while I do some log analysis. So you've got 10 minutes starting now. Please make sure you're back and ready to go in 10 minutes. I don't want to have the breaks extend into like 15 minutes because people are slow. But I want to go through and see what stuff we can solve. Right, that's break over. I'm having a look at logs. We are having a bit too much damage from bombard. So remember, when they're in circles, make sure you move out of them. Looks like the ballistas are mostly okay, but sometimes they're slow. But I think some of that is when we've had deaths. So I'm going to assign a backup. How are the ranged avalanches going? Because it's hard for me to go through pull by pull and check every single one.
Seems pretty good at the
time-consuming.
moment.
Good,
There's a
so they're not
few-
blocking you when you're doing the ballistas.
Sometimes, but then it's because the fire in the middle is so overwhelming that we have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be honest, the only time avalanches seem to be an issue is during that blizzard. Right after
Yeah.
that, when you can't see shit, then I think that's where we have a bit, because sometimes there's an overlap with like loads of abilities, then we sort of get a bit
Yeah,
fucked.
it's just the awkward one. It seems to be worst when we have it just after the ring, so we're all far out, but it seemed to help. But melee seemed to go a lot better when we did the reminder about go to the opposite side of the boss.
Yeah.
Oh, and the weak aura works.
Brilliant. Okay, Flutter, I'm going to stick you as backup on the ballistas, so you don't need to do anything unless Spritney or Sunti is dead. They're going to yell and you'll help out if someone's dead just to make sure we don't have that issue. Other than that,
Yep.
let's keep going and see if we can get more live into phase 2. And we are due another cauldron about now. Chum, have you got another cauldron if you need some mats?
What was the last one?
Twy, is that you saying you've got some? If you have Twy, that would be great. Brilliant, thank you. Grab your flasks, guys.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Boat right.
Freezing blast.
I will freeze you.
Avalanche.
Freezing blast.
Hurt ballista.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Out, then in fire.
Searing pitch. Freezing blood. Howling wind. Searing touch. Frozen siege.
Avalanche.
Searing pitch. Freezing blast.
Hey, get me out or backup.
Break pretty quick.
Bam!
Boat left.
Time warp.
So Flutter, you're back up until Brittany's out.
Freezing
Morg's dead.
blast.
Can someone stun his ad for
Chilling
him and I'll mind
touch.
control?
I'm back.
Okay, we'll get Morg up.
Frozen siege.
And then Reggie, too, please.
Set charge.
Bomb and gun ranged.
Okay, left on, we can switch sides.
The tide moves again. I will freeze you where
Avalanche.
you stand.
Yeah, let's wipe. We're not going to go far with one tank.
Freezing blast.
They belong to the sharks now.
Freezing blood.
I
Ring
will
of ice.
freeze you where you stand.
Searing pitch. Searing pitch. Freezing blood. Frozen siege.
Beware of me.
There's still flasks. If you can grab another one, please do.
Five, four, three, two, one.
The tide rises.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Freezing blast.
Boat right.
Get the left.
Avalanche.
Set charge. Freezing blast. Searing pitch.
There's one bomb in the back.
Searing frozen pitch. Siege.
They are sunk. Nothing left but ash and splinters.
There's also ballista on fire in the far back.
Freezing blast.
For the next avalanche.
Get right side.
Ring of ice.
Freeze you where you
Get out, then in fire. Expect avalanche after.
Searing howling winds. Frozen siege.
Bam!
Avalanche. Boat left. We'll come through. You're out when we move. Boat left.
Freezing blast.
Ballista down.
Set charge.
Bomb.
Chilling touch. Time warp. Searing pitch. Frozen siege.
Ballista.
Freezing blast. Searing pitch. Searing pitch. Searing pitch. Ring of ice.
Get out, then in fire.
Searing pitch. Chilling touch.
You don't mind.
Avalanche.
Freezing blood.
Too many there,
Searing
blood
pitch.
wipe it. That
Freezing
was
blast.
unfortunate with the timing combined with a load of fire, so you couldn't move.
Freezing blast.
Yeah, we were
Siege.
still on port side ship.
Up the starboard side.
Yeah.
Man the guns.
You will be washed away. Beware of me.
It'd be funny if you started calling the ships by port side and starboard.
Yeah,
the
that's a
shit
bit
out
too
of me.
much thinking.
I mean, the game does that for you. She wouldn't need to call it.
Does it right? Port side and starboard.
No, it's they say verbally. Coltering colours on the starboard side. Coltering colours on the port side.
I haven't
Wait.
played the sound on for like 10 years maybe.
You should. It gives you a load of clues.
It's way
I
before.
think-
It's way before the timer as well. It's like way before the week or.
With the amount of spam
So
and
much
like,
info on it.
on buttons, I feel like listening to you can't cast that right. That's
Well,
not
you
right.
You turn off error speech, obviously.
Oh, I didn't realise that's a thing.
Error speech, now that you mentioned it, I just blocked that out mentally.
You can just turn it off.
I did not know that. My life has changed.
Oh, Suzanne was wonderful for those, but it's time to feed the fish. Everything
5,
really bad was going to
4,
happen.
3, 2, 1.
Frozen Siege.
Bam!
Boat right, avalanche.
Freezing Blast.
Careful and
Range
come
dodge.
back. Put more up if you need him. Oh shit.
Set Charge.
Bomb.
Chilling Touch. Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
I will freeze you where you
Avalanche.
stand.
Searing Pitch. Freezing Blood. Searing Pitch. Ring of Ice.
Dead in fire.
Searing Pitch. Howling Winds. Chilling Touch. Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
Boat left.
Oh, that's our main trial.
Chilling Touch. Freezing Blood.
Okay, wipe it.
Searing Pitch. Searing Pitch.
The tide. Beware of me.
I'm gonna throw up a repair bot if anyone wants.
Great. Everyone repair then? Sometimes that's going to happen because we cannot move the boss in time, because if she's mid-cast, she's stuck. We're aiming to, as soon as one side is dealt with, we move her to the opposite side ready. But we also, if the front one on the side we're standing on is frozen, she'll go for the opposite side, so we do need those broken.
Also, the first one is random. So.
It is, yeah. And then we'll get her on the correct side after.
Yeah, don't kill it right away because she might do it again when the boat is on.
Yeah, but if you get it low, then if it's that side, you're ready to nuke it, and if it's not, then dots will finish it off.
I agree with you earlier, but these recent balls, it's actually been moved as soon as possible.
Yeah, and sometimes
On the
yeah,
earlier,
she
on the
will
earlier
awkward.
ball, on the earlier balls, 100%, there was some slow ball moves over.
Yeah.
But on these recent balls, it's been as fast as possible.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The sea answers my call.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
Avalanche.
Freezing blast.
Bam!
Frozen siege. Freezing blood. Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Get out, then in fire.
Yeah.
Howling winds. Chilling touch.
Don't mind the cold.
Range what?
Freezing
frontal?
blast.
Yeah, range up.
Time warp.
We're gonna go left now, don't we?
Frozen siege.
Kill that ballista so she doesn't do the
Chilling
other side.
touch. Freezing blast.
Bam!
Freezing blast. Frozen siege. Freezing blood. Searing pitch. Ring of ice. Freezing
Get
blood.
out, then in fire.
Searing pitch. Searing pitch.
Avalanche. Break those ice spot. Range what? Frontal?
Freezing blast.
Yeah, range dodge. Break those ice blocks.
Howling winds. Freezing blast. Frozen siege.
Bam!
Go right.
64%.
Freezing
Yeah,
blast.
watch your stats.
Chilling touch. Searing pitch.
Avalanche. Make sure your stats are clear.
Ring of ice. Pitch. Searing pitch.
Get out. And plump for transition. I know we've got 3 dead, but we're just going to see if we can move together and do this.
Reminder for all future pulls, if she's under 1% and she does the cast, don't run, just make her trend.
Yeah, because you'll be able to get
I
out in
lured
time.
you into
Right, stay
open
together.
waters,
Don't stop
because
for
out
ice
here,
blocks.
you have no hope of escape.
Icebound image. Icebound image.
I'm going to stick with the marker.
Icebound image. Icebound image. Icebound image.
It's time we finish this.
Let's do 8 the glacial.
Glacial ray.
Because you need to take the broadsides to the barrel next to the boss,
Yeah,
not up
we
to the
do.
edge.
But it's a wipe anyway because everyone's pretty much dead.
I
So
hope you don't mind.
we get the
cold.
first bomb's over here, so someone needs to get to this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And
Yeah.
we'll
We're
tank her
gonna-
where she stood.
Yeah, because we don't want her too close to the barrel.
No. I mean, that seems like an ideal place to have it. Where we are
Yeah.
in that kind of edge.
Yeah, it works out quite nicely now she's in the fixed spot. But yeah, the idea is then we have everyone clump on Jaina with their back to the wall, debate the glacial ray. Broadside's going to go out. Then I'll run the avalanche solo.
Yeah, so...
Then after the glacial ray, we'll break the barrel.
Oh no, that's fine, because it's barrel phase, it's not the last phase. Sorry, how are we going to do?
Yeah, this is phase 2.
I was thinking it's really important that you grab her straight away, but that's phase 2. Not phase... that one, not this phase.
Yeah. Yeah, phase 2, As long as I grab her before the avalanche, we're all good.
Yeah, it's on the next phase. It's important, so that you
Yeah.
die at the right time.
Exactly.
Sorry, I kind of fucked up. I got rooted when I had avalanche. I didn't get the plan.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast.
I will freeze you where you
Avalanche.
stand.
Freezing Blast.
Range dodge.
Sorry,
Resin.
baseless.
Yeah, it's fine. I didn't realize you were immune, so I didn't know what I'm doing.
Bam!
Boat left.
Frozen Siege. Freezing Blast. Freezing Blood. Freezing Blood. Ring of Ice.
Out, then in fire.
Searing Pitch. Freezing Blood.
Ignore the ice.
Searing
Howling
Pitch.
winds. I will freeze you
Avalanche.
where you stand.
Expect frontal after range.
Blast away.
Okay, let's white.
Frozen
Can't raise the
Siege.
base.
Freezing Blast. Searing Pitch. Searing Pitch. Time Warp.
The tide moves against you.
Yeah, you
Freezing
wouldn't have a
Blast.
single death on phase 1, so really pay attention to yourself.
Yeah, because without a Resto Druid, we can't do phase 3 if we have a death in phase 1. But right now we're not overly worrying about that because it's not like we're getting to phase 3.
No, but it's a good reaction to try and survive as well as possible in phase 1 and keep working on it.
What is the rest of Druid doing in phase
Shaman.
3?
Them in Shaman.
Resto Shami. They'd use the protection totem to res tanks.
I understand this is a proper raid boss, but that limited vision you miss is very annoying.
No problem myself.
Just loading wood PC.
We need more weak ores.
No, I think we have enough weak auras.
Yeah, it's heavy on the computer.
You just need efficient weak auras.
You're talking
Twilight
about
is
me,
older than
Twilight?
you think. No, Twi's about 50.
He is?
Yeah, he's one
Oh.
of the older raiders.
I don't feel alone anymore. I'm still the oldest, but yeah.
Wasn't Jorg older?
Yeah, he was old as well.
He
Well,
was old.
And
We stopped
Vigard.
Is he
raiding,
dead?
so...
Is he dead now?
No, he's
The
Raiding,
fountain of youth.
so
Igor-
close enough.
no, he quit.
Igor was like in his 40s. I'm in December 53, so.
Old fart.
5,
Yep.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Freezing
Go
blast.
Kill the ballista.
Avalanche.
Freezing blast. Set charge.
Range dodge.
Bomb in the back.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Helped. Then in fire.
Howling winds. Freezing blood. Frozen siege.
Bam!
Boat right. Avalanche.
Chilling touch.
We'll break those. Now you can break.
Time warp. Freezing blast.
Bomb in the back.
Chilling touch.
Turn it up.
Frozen
Both gone.
siege.
Let's switch sides.
No problem.
Freezing blast.
To kill the right side ballista, otherwise.
Ring of ice.
Going out. Then in fire.
Chilling touch. Freezing blood. Searing touch.
Avalanche.
Searing freezing blood. Searing pitch. Freezing blast.
Range dodge.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Boat left.
Howling winds. Freezing blood. Freezing blood. Freezing blood. Freezing blood. Freezing blast. Frozen siege. Chilling touch.
Avalanche. We'll move her over after.
And you should kill another.
Yeah. Going 63. Clear your
Ring of
stacks.
ice. Searing pitch.
Get out. Then in fire.
Searing pitch.
Make sure your stacks are clear.
If you have to run underneath.
Searing
Bam!
pitch. Freezing blast.
Transition.
Just DPS her.
Clump. Move together. Don't get frozen.
think I've
Be
been
very
running,
mindful when we
Captain?
get near Jaina. She does a lot of those things.
Impossible! I lured you into open waters because out here you have no hope of escape.
Freezing blood. Icebound image. Freezing blood. Chilling touch.
Stay with the marker.
Icebound image. Icebound image.
Keep dodging.
Freezing blood. Freezing
Icebound
blood.
image. Stay here. Understood. Get ready to bait.
Icebound image.
It's time we
Phase 2.
Ember barrels.
Bait.
Chilling
Tango round
touch. Glacial ray.
Right.
Hey.
I died, so...
I did break a barrel, but it's on the other
Wrong
side.
one, yeah.
Yeah. I thought someone else would get this one.
I would, but I died, so I wasn't alright.
But we need
It's
it.
alright, but we did get here with more
Arctic
people
ground.
alive.
Chilling
Good.
touch.
We're gonna bait
Ice
up
ball.
into a wall.
Chilling touch.
Be hit faster, man.
Yeah.
Cannons fire!
The reason we do the wall is because it gives us more space for the fight. We maybe need to have... Well, ideally, if we have more chamois, then we could have maybe a Windrush totem at that point. But we're already using it at the start.
But
No, for getting the rest of the raid to the wall, so we don't have them across the room.
could have a portal. Portal.
I mean, my portal we do.
Oh, we're gonna need to save the portal use for the third barrel, right?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, it's that barrel.
Yeah.
You're right. I was just trying to think of how we would get everyone open first. What side of... Maybe you delay the Jaina interrupt until the past?
That could work, potentially.
Something I've noticed that maybe it's not clear for everyone. So it's very easy to dodge the stuff from the actual Jaina if you stand further away. Because if you get closer, there's more of them, and they tend to spread out the
Yeah.
further you get. So
That
just
is
stick
why
with the-
Sangor is doing the interrupt with a pet, so no one has to go right up to her to interrupt. He
Okay,
can do
so-
it much bigger distance safely.
So we
as-
know-
Sorry, for the anchor that means if you can see Jaina, I will be able to see Jaina, I will be able to interrupt, because if I don't have a visual it won't work.
Can we delay the Jaina interrupt until you guys are a bit closer?
That would be probably a good idea. If we can delay
Okay,
it.
in that case you just need to call when you want it.
Yes, right, so it is way easier than that.
Let's place mark.
Most stuff is going to do the calls Ayuma was doing last raid.
Where do you remove the announcement that you have interrupted?
You can just turn it off for raid. That's what I did.
Yeah. I turned it off. You use LVI?
Yeah, use that.
Yeah, so go LVI, it's under... what's under? One of the top ones in general. Miscellaneous, announce interrupts. Yeah, general miscellaneous.
Thank you.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The tide rises.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Boat right. Avalanche.
When you're
Freezing
running to the
blast.
markers,
Green stop.
run green. Green, 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 green. So I'll say this now because I didn't have time in the tutorial. When you're running towards the marker, treat them as a lane. You don't need to go
Searing
as close.
pitch.
Just stay in the lane.
Searing pitch. Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
I hope you don't mind.
Avalanche.
Cold.
Freezing blast.
Don't run
Oh,
on
green.
range.
Ring of freezing howling winds.
Get out, then in fire.
No fire. Fire in the back.
We'll need to
Left.
get spell then.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Boat left.
Freezing blast. Time warp. Chilling touch. Set charge.
Bomb in the back.
Combat res.
Searing pitch. Freezing blast. Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Chilling touch. Ring of ice.
Get out, then in fire.
Searing
Don't go in the
pitch.
fire straight away.
Bam!
Boat right.
Stay in the middle, Rankin, please.
Frozen siege. Howling winds.
Avalanche.
Freezing blood. Chilling touch. Freezing blast. Set charge.
Bomb in the back. Someone else needs to mine.
Yeah, I'm frozen.
Yeah, let's switch sides. Break the frozen ones.
Frozen siege.
That's
Freezing
fine.
blast.
Sure.
Ring of ice.
Who was that frozen right at the start of the ship?
You don't mind the cold.
There's a melee avalanche runner.
Freezing blast.
Rankin, if you have a chance to stand in the middle, please stand in the middle and don't go to the militia.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Yeah,
gonna
we're doing the mist, otherwise we don't have any visual.
I'm gonna move the markers back a little.
Yeah, good.
Well,
But they're
my
not a stack
initial,
point,
yeah,
they're a
yeah,
direction.
yeah, their direction. My initial idea was just treat them as vaguely a lane. So if you imagine like three sides of the road, and you stand on the correct side of the road, like, you know. So you have red, which is the biking lane, and green, which is the fast lane.
Because bicyclists always go on red.
Yes.
Good thinking, dear. Good thinking.
The only thing is, if you're really far back, you might cross the other lane.
But yeah, I placed the markers back. Obviously, you can't run. Oh, you can run under the ballista, but I don't know if it's advisable. I'll try to call the move as fast as possible. If you hear the move, try to have a mental map of where you need to go and just start moving. Don't finish catch. Just start moving when you hear the call.
Rankin, we do the ballistas. If you stand here, or even further, and the back ballista has to be done, look at the distance. think a bit.
Yeah, it's not gonna cost that. However,
Jesus.
Listen,
you only
okay,
need 5.
Hang on. So, you're telling me I have to be forward for Blizzard, but I can't be too far forward because then you get frozen. This is
It
the
wasn't
exact
Blizzard
word
at that
list-
moment.
No, it's like 2 seconds later.
Look, top priority is we get as less possible fire, so if that means
5,
we need to be falling
4,
back a bit because
3,
wood is up and so
2, 1.
The sea answers my call.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Just keep calm. Yelling at people won't
I hope you
fix
don't
anything.
Avalanche.
cold.
Bam!
Boat right.
Freezing blast. Frozen siege. Freezing blood. Freezing blast. Searing freezing blood. Ring of ice.
Out and in fire.
Howling winds. Frozen siege.
I will freeze
Avalanche.
you where you stand.
I don't need that dispel fast. Never mind.
Freezing blast.
3 frozen, 5 frozen, 3 dead, let's win.
Yeah, we can't have too many frozen.
I went to try and break up the frozen doing the thing. But,
Probably not the best move.
seems like not 5 people with it.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Beware
Yes.
of me.
Squibs. Hi. You're in. Let's get a summon down for Squibs. How
Takes
could
you
you
2
say
hours
that? How could you say that of your offspring? Jeez.
because they are his offspring, he knows them.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah, Booza will put one down.
Okay, everyone repair, please.
You're welcome.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The sea answers my call.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Avalanche.
Cold.
Freezing blast.
Bam!
Boat right.
Frozen siege. Freezing blood. Chilling touch. Freezing blood. Searing pitch. Freezing blood. Freezing blast. Freezing blood. Searing pitch. Freezing blood. Searing pitch.
Move.
Ring of ice.
Out, then in fire.
Searing
Howling
pitch.
winds. I will freeze
Avalanche.
you where you stand.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Time warp.
Range moving back.
Chilling
Searing
touch.
pitch.
Bam!
Boat left.
Add soon.
Freezing blast. Chilling touch. Frozen siege. Searing pitch.
Avalanche.
We want to move it to the right.
Yeah, as soon as she's done casting.
Searing blast.
Okay.
Ring of ice.
Out, then in fire.
Searing pitch. Frozen siege.
Bam!
Howling
Boat
winds.
right.
Freezing blast.
68.
Freezing blood. Chilling touch. Searing pitch. Searing pitch. Freezing blood.
Avalanche.
Searing pitch. Searing touch. Set charge. Freezing
Okay,
blast.
keep an eye on your stacks.
Frozen siege.
Try to push her. We still get the ring. It's
One
not-
ballista right side.
We won't get another one though. We're about to transition.
Ring of ice.
Don't get in the fire too early. Go now.
Searing pitch.
Okay, clear your stacks. Ready to transition. And club. Stick together. Don't get ice blocked. Don't stop for ice blocks.
Left group stick very close together, you only have 7.
I lured you into open waters because out here you have no hope of escape.
Watch the missiles coming from
Freezing
under
blood.
tornadoes.
Left side only has 6.
Chilling touch. Icebound image. Icebound image. Freezing
Oh, that's
blood.
cool.
Freezing blood. Icebound image. Freezing blood.
Keep dodging.
Icebound image. Freezing blood. Icebound image. Chilling touch.
Phase 2, bait.
Broadsides. Up to the barrels.
Glacial ray.
You will be washed away.
You can take the
Okay, we have a
output.
barrel. We have a barrel. Let's
Break
break
the
it.
barrel.
Cold.
Dodge avalanche.
You will be washed away.
Barrel status unbroken.
I'm working on it, but it's only me.
So, one of the reasons I think we want,
Beware.
don't you need to go the other way with that avalanche?
Yeah, but I also need the glacial ray to not be in my way.
Well, yes, that was my second
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah, I was intending to, but it was blocked off, so I thought I would avoid
So
it.
yeah, that's
The
one of the
really
reasons.
critical one to go away from the barrel, though, is the third barrel. I need to not go near it. That one should naturally go in the right place as long as people bait well.
Yeah, so I don't know who interrupted, but maybe it was a bit of us. Or people were too slow. One of the two. We need the guys to get over to bait before she's
Yeah.
If you, yeah, I think if you aren't already, for some people, it might be more helpful if you play top down. I mean, for tanks, it might be especially helpful, and for everyone during the stone phase. On the boat, you still kind of need to see where the boats are and where she's casting at, but in the second phase, if you play top down, so just max out camera and look at the floor, it'll be far more easier to dodge the missiles.
Yeah, whatever makes it easier. Changing your graphic settings a bit can help too.
For the
Top
blizzard.
down might make it easier to dodge.
I mean, eventually you should be able to do that phase blindfold because it's always the same pattern.
Yeah, we're gonna try, once we've got the sides working right, we'll try and keep people on the same side as much as possible. But we're still trying to work out the balance, which means we need everyone to be there
5,
alive and
four,
ice blocked.
3, 2, 1.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Boat left.
Freezing blast.
I hope you don't
Avalanche.
cold.
Freezing blast. Set charge.
Bump back.
Searing pitch. Searing pitch. Frozen siege.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, do them all like that.
Freezing blast.
You got one person frozen at the back.
Okay, break them out.
More wiggling towards the range bump if needed.
Ring of ice.
Out then in fire. Expect avalanche after.
Howling wind. Chilling touch. Frozen siege.
Boat right.
Freezing blood.
Avalanche.
Kill that ballista.
Freezing blast.
Just white. We've got 4 dead.
I think I killed Boozy though, I'm not sure.
That was a
Time
fairly
war.
nasty crossover.
Set
It
charge.
was,
Chilling
yeah.
touch.
Boozy, did Avalanche
pitch.
kill you? If yes, it
Searing
was me.
pitch.
Avalanche got
Frozen
me.
siege.
And Boozy. And Squibs.
Of me.
So take your pick, Mersoth, of which one you got.
You're all welcome.
Thanks,
Get a
Mersoth.
murder Nershov.
That crossover is we want to change sides and avalanche and ring. All at the
Yeah,
same
that
time.
was just really not helpful. We're going to do one more pull, then we're going to have a 5-minute break while I do some more log stuff.
Then I can make chocolate
Time. You can make chocolate milk, and I can look at stuff.
Ooh, chocolate milk.
You make me some.
You can make everyone chocolate milk, right?
The shop near me does this Belgian, I think it's Belgian chocolate milk in a can. It's fucking amazing.
That sounds horrifying.
It's so good. Like Eichmann or something. Comes in the yellow Red Bull tin. Great.
glad. Ja, då.
Lucy!
Was Boozy also 50?
No, Boozy
55?
is 44. No,
And I'm the one that
No,
Ollie
nearly
calls
45?
old. What the fuck is this?
Boozy's almost exactly 10 years older than me. Like it's like 3 weeks in it or something. It's the dad jokes, that's why we call him old, I think. Ollie's younger than me.
42?
Yeah, Anubis too, pretty much. Just less Danish.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen siege.
And like a Danish person, you got to add a few years because
Bam!
of the alcohol they
Freezing
Right?
blast.
I will freeze
Avalanche.
you where you stand.
Freezing blast. Frozen siege. Searing freezing blast. Searing pitch. Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Get out, then in fire.
Searing pitch. Howling winds. Chilling touch. Chilling touch.
Avalanche.
Ranged, go red.
Freezing blast. Time warp.
Bam!
Actually, let's wipe. That's 2 healers down.
Frozen siege.
It's gonna be an issue.
And then fire.
We're going
Searing
in 5
touch.
minutes. Well, I
Searing
have
pitch.
to check, see if there's anything else we can fix.
Freezing blast.
Is that a new thing?
I'm guessing so.
New video?
Beware of me.
Okay, Light's gonna make us all chocolate milk. I'm gonna look at logs.
I'll have a quick chocolate and milk as well if you don't mind, Becca. Did you want anything?
Yeah, it looks like that, but it doesn't have that name on it. It's got a different name on it. Looks identical.
Yeah, he was frozen. He can't get out of that.
It's Choco Mel, it's called.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
It's great.
I know it has to be when you are frozen, but I thought I did that because my circle went away.
Yeah, and it just wasn't quite okay.
Yeah. No, I don't think I got grasped and then frozen. I know what you mean though, so I couldn't move into the fire when I thought I had. I don't think it was that. Because I thought when the circle went away, I was safe for another 6 or 8 seconds or whatever it is.
What? I wasn't listening to the
If you
video.
look at my death log, I stood in a searing pitch 6.2 seconds before I died, and then I get frozen 4.4 seconds after. So I thought I was
No,
safe.
that's not how it works. You have to be there on the tick that freezes you.
Yeah. How many times do I have to explain? I thought I was because my circle went away.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah. I mean, it should restart. The circle should restart. So I guess I know for next time that if it goes away, then it haven't.
And be suspicious that it's telling you the wrong thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it resets it to 6, so it's in fire, then it goes, okay, 6 seconds until you get frozen.
Yeah.
Supposedly is how it works.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've done it loads of times. It's like that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it resets. It's 100% scripts, but I must have walked in too early, and then the weak aura registered it wrong or something, and then
I tend to look at if my circle around me disappears instead of the weak aura circle. You know, the range one.
Yeah.
Range indicator. The weak aura is just a countdown that triggers when you start getting stacks, so it doesn't like, reset.
yeah, you can also be frozen, and then the ship shoots at you, and you'll get thrown.
Yeah, that's the pain when that happens. Right, let's get back to this. Our main issue does still seem to be we're getting bad timings with the avalanche after the ring. So remember, if we have the ring and we go back in, if you don't have avalanche, you go straight back to the boss. If you do have avalanche, you'll go away from the boss if you're melee. So just make sure you're not where the clump's going to be. And we're also having issues with people freezing at the back. If you do get frozen at the back, please yell so we can break you out, but just watch your circle. Make sure you don't get frozen there. So remember, watch your avalanche positioning.
5,
Away from the
4,
boss if it's
3,
the ring. Just
2,
careful with that bit.
1.
The tide rises.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Freezing blast.
Give them a taste of our cannon.
Avalanche.
Stand.
I got that something.
Freezing blast. Frozen siege. Chilling touch.
Okay, left
Searing
one,
pitch.
sides.
Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Get out, fin and fire. Expect
Searing
avalanche
pitch.
after.
Howling winds. Frozen siege.
Bam!
Avalanche.
Chilling touch. Blast.
Boat right.
Time
Over
warp.
the other side.
Freezing blast.
Range come.
Chilling touch. Frozen siege. Searing pitch.
Okay, base set, let's go right.
Freezing blast. Searing pitch. Ring of ice. Freezing blood. Searing pitch.
I will freeze you where you stand. You will be washed away.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Beware of me.
That's good. What did you learn?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Avalanche, boat right.
Freezing blast.
Go red, ranged.
Freezing blast. Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Get out, then and fire.
Searing pitch. Howling winds. Searing
Avalanche.
pitch.
Range move, range move.
Freezing blast. Frozen siege. Time warp.
Boat left.
Chilling touch. Freezing blast. Set charge. Chilling touch. Searing pitch.
Let's switch to right. Avalanche. Remove her after.
Freezing blast.
Range, go blue or green.
Freezing blood. Ring of
It's
ice.
through blue.
Yeah, that's what.
Did I put you in? Sorry.
Go 5.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Searing pitch. Freezing blood. Howling winds.
Bam!
The tide moves against you. I will freeze you where you stand. Beware of me.
Are less people getting hit by the frozen or freezing blasts than before? Just as the color calling is necessary.
I don't think it is, to be honest.
Like the range dodge, really appreciated and that really works, but the color calling sometimes confuses me a little.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
I don't think you've DC'd, do you?
5,
Actually, no, you did
4,
yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Freezing blast.
Right.
I hope you don't
Avalanche.
mind the cold.
Freezing blast. Searing pitch. Searing pitch. Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Chilling touch. Of ice.
Get out then and fire.
Avalanche immediately after.
Yeah.
Searing pitch.
Freeze you where you stand.
Freezing
Move
blood.
away from the boss if you have avalanche towards if you have
Chilling touch. Freezing blast.
Get me up.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Time war.
vote left.
Give them a taste of our cannons.
Freezing blast. Chilling touch. Searing pitch. Freezing blast. Frozen siege. Searing pitch.
Avalanche. We'll move her after.
Searing pitch. Ring of ice.
Get out, then in fire.
Freezing blast.
Break me out.
Bam!
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Chilling
Touch.
right.
Howling
Take it back
winds.
when you go.
Yeah, but
Freezing blood. Freezing blood.
Avalanche soon.
Freezing blood.
avalanche.
The
Freezing
flying
blast.
sweet one. Let's wipe.
Chilling touch. Frozen siege. Searing pitch.
I think we
Ring
need
of
to do more
ice.
kill of the possible hands grasp of trust, is it called? After the ring and wisdom. She might cast ring, then grasp, then avalanche or something.
Yes, that's when we do really risk getting avalanches stuck in the clump, so we do need to be ready to dispel that. Okay, Flotter, do you want to restart before the next call then? Okay, you restart, then when you're back I'll ready check again.
You can dispel yourself as well, Scoops. Yeah, you can with Tiger's Dust. Right.
Don't you have to spec into that one though?
Yeah, but
Oh no, he
should-
has it.
He should be.
Mhm.
if he isn't.
Yeah. Yes, I use my Hand of Freedom at that point because then if it goes on me, it's not going to root me, which is really handy when there's a good chance I've got the avalanche next.
Well, you can actually tell with the watches.
Yeah, I can, but it's relatively likely I'm going to. Okay, ready checking and then we'll go.
Someone is exploring some pantry.
Probably needs more chocolate milk. Light?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The sea answers my call.
Freezing blast.
Bam!
On the starboard side. I hope you don't mind.
Avalanche?
Move on left.
Frozen
Boat
siege.
right.
Freezing blast.
Frozen the back.
Break quickly.
Set charge.
Resin?
You need to do ballistas for me.
Bomb in the back, no UMS.
Searing pitch.
Thanks.
Freezing blood. Freezing blast.
Green.
Changing sides.
Freezing blood. Siege. Freezing blood.
That's why
Ring
we've got
of
two
ice.
healers dead. Run out and stand in.
Searing
the fire.
pitch. Searing howling wind. Freezing blood.
That was
Searing
a
pitch.
clutch land.
Bam!
Second, I think.
What was what?
No, it was light. It was
I
light.
didn't use that.
No, it was light.
Beware.
I got knocked by the bombard, and then I charged whilst I was in the air and got hit by another one.
Oh, one. Well done.
One moment, you have a kitten issue.
I'm hoping they did the right thing and pooped on Sangor.
No, she got on the keyboard.
No, Becca put her on the keyboard and then she walked all over the table in panic on mine. I'm just hoping they didn't learn they can walk on here.
Can't wait till they figure out they can knock monitors.
Oh, they've figured that out yesterday. And I think they've figured out where Sango's off switch on his PC is.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna be opening cupboards in the kitchen next.
Wait till you have kids.
The thing is, the female kitten is actually quite clever. She observes a lot. You can just tell that there's intelligence in those eyes. And worst of all, her brother isn't that intelligent, but he just copies. He learns from her. It's annoying. Right. Think everyone was ready? No? Oh no, Boozy.
No, Boozy and Fluff are waiting on.
So,
Boozy!
so the kittens are sleeping in the bed, and you're on the sleeping on the floor side?
No, 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 no. Those kittens are not entering our bedroom.
5,
Or bathroom for that
4,
matter.
3, 2, 1.
Right.
Not allowed.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Boat right.
Freezing blast.
I hope you don't mind.
Avalanche.
Freezing blast. Searing pitch. Frozen Siege.
Nothing left but ash and splinters.
Freezing Blast.
I will freeze
Avalanche.
you where you stand.
Careful, right?
Howling Ring of Ice.
Out, then in fire.
Frozen Siege. Freezing
Bam!
Boat left.
Nice move. Kill ballista there.
Time
I
War.
don't understand how that got
Big
frozen.
ice block.
Freezing Blast.
Get
Ice block at the
Brittany
back.
out.
Chilling Touch. Searing Pitch.
I hope you don't mind.
Avalanche.
Cold. A fine shot. The vessel is bound for the deep.
Freezing Blast. Frozen Siege. Ring of Ice.
Out, then in fire.
Chilling Touch.
Bam!
Boat right.
Freezing Blast. Howling Winds. Freezing Blood. Chilling Touch. Freezing Blood. Chilling Touch. Searing Pitch.
Avalanche.
Set Charge.
Bomb in the back.
Okay, wiping.
Freezing Blast.
We're getting into the 60% margin a lot more nowadays,
That's good. We just still need to work on not having deaths to avalanche, and people getting frozen at the back seems to be a bit of a problem.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The tide rises.
Frozen Siege.
Bam!
Boat right.
Freezing Blast.
I hope you don't
Avalanche.
mind. Cold.
Set Charge.
Bomb in the back. I can some.
We can move.
Frozen Siege.
Belong to the shafts now.
Freezing Blast. Freezing Blast. Ring of ice.
Get out, then in fire.
Howling
Avalanche
winds.
after.
Chilling
Get
touch.
away
Frozen
from boss
siege.
if you get it.
Searing pitch.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Freezing blast.
Bam!
Where's Brittany?
Time warp. Chilling touch.
Boat left.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Searing pitch.
Bomb in the back.
Searing pitch. Freezing blood.
Okay, let's swap sides.
I hope you don't mind.
Avalanche. We'll move her after.
Freezing blast. Ring of ice.
Out, then in fire.
Chilling touch. Frozen siege.
Bam!
Howling winds.
Boat right.
Freezing blood. Chilling
Good.
touch.
Keep in mind,
Freezing
keep it
blood.
on here.
Freezing blast.
Good.
Freezing blood.
I will freeze you where
Avalanche.
you stand.
We'll move her after.
Chilling touch. Searing pitch. Frozen siege.
You'll want to break that.
Freezing
No,
blast.
That's transition, yeah. Make sure your stacks are clear. Clump, move together, don't stop the ice blocks.
You really think I've been running, Captain?
Impossible!
I lured you into open waters because out here you have no hope of escape.
Icebound image. Chilling touch. Chilling touch.
Wait for the clump.
Icebound image.
Dodging.
Icebound image.
check out Arya on the
Icebound
Arya side.
image.
No, you need to ignore me.
I can't see
Yeah,
her.
because it's likely to be a wipe anyway, because I can see people get frozen on the other side, so keep
Still can't see
going.
her.
And you'll break me out when you get to the ordnance.
You need to move a bit forward, Rank, and I need to have a target on her. Thanks.
Beware of me.
Let's do it again without me doing something stupid and missing the gap between the orbs.
Scrabbled.
Okay, everyone repair, please.
Just light. Thank you.
Well, you wanna avoid arrows up your ass? Or?
Told you before. Get bisexual and double your chances.
That's just greedy, man.
Or
Did you
double
say-
your rejections.
I think that's more realistic.
Isn't it more of a percentage rather than a pure dollar?
You're overthinking this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The sea answers my call.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Avalanche.
Freezing blast.
Bam!
Boat left. That's right, please.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Freezing blood. Freezing blood. Freezing blood. Freezing blood.
I hope you don't mind.
Avalanche. We'll switch sides after.
Someone's got the other MC.
Gotta move to red.
Howling wind. Freezing blast. Chilling touch.
Guys.
Ring of ice.
Get out, then and fire.
Chilling touch.
Left side.
Searing pitch. Chilling touch.
Called the
Searing
move to
pitch.
red like 4 seconds ago. Please move.
The most of is
Searing
calling
pitch.
the safe place rather than where to avoid. Just in case anyone's not clear.
Yeah, there was fire near, but you could go around.
Beware.
And I think running through it, if you are really fast, it deals no damage.
Sure, but we could just go straight and avoid fire and...
Or that. But the thing is, no one even moved. So.
Well, I did, and a few other people did.
Okay,
I went
fair
to
enough.
green and I was safe.
If you were right on green, you were safe. If you were
Yes, it
between-
would have actually
If you were
killed me if I had
between
gone.
blue and you were between blue and green, you were not safe.
The doctor.
If I able to slot.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Freezing blast.
I will freeze you
Avalanche.
where you stand.
Bam!
Boat right.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Freezing blast. Freezing blood. Searing pitch. Frozen siege.
I hope you don't mind.
Avalanche.
Cold.
Howling winds. Freezing blast.
Touch.
Freezing blood. Ring of ice.
Get out, then and fire.
Chilling touch.
Bam!
Time
Boat
warp.
left.
Frozen siege.
The tide moves against you.
Freezing blast.
Yep. No,
Red, back out, don't.
Someone else get the my ad.
Set charge.
I hope
One
you
bottom
don't
back.
mind.
Avalanche.
They belong to the sharks now.
Searing pitch.
Break base.
What?
You were briefly.
Frozen siege.
Oh, yeah.
Freezing blast.
I said I was, yeah.
That's right.
So
Yeah, I saw the ice block
Freezing
and thought,
blood.
okay, we need to break through,
Freezing
but-
blood. Ring of ice.
Suddenly running
Searing
by.
pitch.
Yeah, it gave me the visual.
Searing pitch.
Lollipop, lollipop. Faces, my lollipop.
Bam!
Like I'm making a face again.
I loved the range dodge, and someone, I don't know who the fuck it was, runs in a straight line
Freezing
backwards.
blast.
Like, what are you doing?
I hope you don't
It made me laugh.
beware of me.
You have to dodge left or right, guys. It's a straight line.
Yeah.
You can dodge forward if it's going at an angle.
Yeah, I know, but someone literally ran in a straight line backwards. It was
It's a novel idea, but it won't work.
been watching too much Prometheus.
You can technically blink through it.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Freezing blast.
But right,
I hope you don't
avalanche.
mind cold.
Freezing blast.
Bogon.
Frozen searing
Siege.
pitch. Searing pitch. Freezing blast.
She'll follow us.
Ring of ice.
Out, then in fire.
Searing
Avalanche
pitch.
off,
Freezing
probably.
blood. Searing howling
pitch.
winds. Searing
Frozen
pitch.
siege.
Bam!
Howling winds.
Foot left. Avalanche. We'll move it off.
Chilling
Off.
touch.
Ballista.
Time warp. Freezing blast. Chilling touch. Set
rest.
charge.
One bomb in the back.
That's very far away you are, then.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
We need a avalanche on the left side.
Freezing blast.
Boss needs to move as well.
Ring of ice.
Out, then in fire. We'll get her moved after.
Searing pitch. Searing
Avalanche.
pitch. Searing
Let's
pitch.
just wipe it. We've got 5 dead.
Freezing blast.
Okay, time for one more
Frozen
pull.
siege.
Bam!
And Zoth should really
Wait.
shut up.
How come I can aim as us? I don't have the thing.
Me neither.
No, I don't, and sometimes I hear him too. But not that time.
We spoke about the bubbles.
Something about mortals being something to be crushed on.
He said mere baubles beneath the gaze of God is what he said.
Right, last pull.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The tide rises.
Frozen siege.
Bam!
Boat right.
Freezing blast.
I hope you don't mind
Avalanche.
the cold.
Freezing blast. Chilling touch.
Switch sides again.
Frozen siege. Freezing blast. Searing pitch. Searing pitch. Ring of ice.
Out and in fire. Probably avalanche after. So remember, move away from the
Howling
boss.
wind. Chilling touch.
I hope you don't mind
Avalanche.
the cold.
Searing pitch. Chilling touch. Searing pitch. Freezing blast. Frozen siege.
Great base.
Bam!
Boat left.
Time warp. Freezing blast. Chilling touch. Searing pitch.
Res me.
Frozen siege.
I will freeze you where you stand.
Searing pitch. Freezing blood.
To
Freezing
blue
blood.
or green.
Freezing blast. Searing pitch. Ring of ice.
Out and in fire.
Searing pitch. Frozen siege.
Boat right.
Howling winds.
Nice moving.
Chilling touch. Freezing blast. Howling winds. Freezing blood.
Please don't grip me there and do ballistas.
Chilling touch.
I will freeze you where you
Avalanche.
Searing pitch. Searing pitch. Set charge.
away.
One bomb in the back.
Searing pitch. Frozen siege. Freezing blast.
Needs to ballistas.
64. Make sure your stack's clear.
Ring of ice.
Out then in fire.
Searing pitch. Chilling touch.
Clear your stacks.
Spell Sham.
Come on. Make sure you move together. You don't stop for the ice blocks.
Impossible! I lured you into open waters because out here you have no hope of escape.
Chilling touch. Icebound image. Freezing blood.
Stay together. Don't stop for ice blocks.
Icebound image. Icebound image. Freezing blood. Icebound image. Freezing blood. Chilling touch.
Phase 2. Bait.
Broadsides.
Broadsides to the barrel.
Glacial ray.
Nuke the barrel. Never mind that.
Yeah, too
I
many.
hope you don't mind the cold.
But we got the glacial ray in a good place, which is good.
Yeah, but it's because the entire other side died. not
Yeah,
because we
that's
baited it
less
well.
good.
It's not because we baited it well.
No, everyone who's alive was in the right place, but half the raid was dead. So not ideal. We'll be doing more of this on Tuesday. It still looks like our big problem is the avalanche after the Ring of Frost, and we also need to get better at that intermission. But we are getting there.
Yeah, the first phase is gonna stay a problem for a bit longer, even when we do get into phase 2. We know that, so don't get discouraged by that. Night night.